We married in 1974. We got a first child in 1975, but that child soon got unwell, so he never went to school. But then we got a second child, a girl, in 1979, and when she was born, we started looking for a nursery. At the time, we lived on campus, the university campus of the University of Nigeria at Nsukka, and there were several nurseries on campus. So we started looking. I visited the nurseries available to find out about what they were doing, what were the facilities, and assess whether our child would be happy there. The first one was constructed in a kind of shack made of corrugated iron, and it was very, very hot. And you know that the temperature there was about 30 degrees centigrade. So all the children were packed on benches there, and I asked the young lady that was in charge, that was probably 17 or 18, what are they eating during the day? And she said, biscuit. Then I asked her, what are they drinking? She said, pump. That is the public tap that was in the yard. And then I said, what are they studying? What are they doing? She said, history, geography. So I concluded that, first of all, biscuit was not really a food that would benefit them. Secondly, the water was obviously not boiled, and so it was not really safe. And teaching the children in a nursery what they would learn in primary school was not really the thing that I was expecting. So I concluded, well, this one is not for us. Then I visited another nursery that was called Pine Nursery, pine from the trees that were around there. And I was not really satisfied with it either. And then somebody told me, oh, there is another one, but it's really, really oversubscribed. So I said, okay. And it's how I came to know Joan Ezelo. Joan was born in 1935 in Leeds, in Yorkshire, UK. And she married her husband in 1959, and they later came to Nigeria. And then they had several children there, and she had opened a nursery. And I went to visit. It was the other side, on the other side of campus. It was organized in her house. The children played outside. There was the garage, but whoever was unwell was then welcomed into her lounge. So she didn't really make a difference between her own property and the school. The children were using toys that she bought from the UK. At the time in Nigeria, there was virtually no toys. Children played with whatsoever they found. But in our place, there were toys. There was also a swing and many other activities outside. And you know that most of the year the weather was really nice, and so there was no need to take cover. But when there was need, they were covered, they were in. And she was a Montessori trained teacher. And the people that were coming to her place were of all backgrounds. All the children from mixed marriages went to that nursery. because she was close to many of the wives, the Niger wives that were on campus. At the time, we were near 20 because many lecturers had come back from abroad. They studied abroad, and especially during the Biafran War. So that was after the war, barely 10 years after the war. And so there were many of them that had stayed outside, got degrees and further degrees, and then came back, many of them with foreign wives. And so they were ladies from all over the place, including me, from France, but others from Poland, India, the UK, the US, Korea, South Korea, and many other places. And so their children were all in a nursery. But she had also a number of Nigerian children, full Nigerian children. There were also at the time some foreigners that were working, helping to the reconstruction of the university. People from India, from Poland. So these people sent their children to a nursery because they trusted her. They knew that it was not a haphazard education that their kids would be receiving. And one of the things in that nursery is that the children were receiving a care second to none. One time, one of our children got sick. She took her to the medical center and waited for the doctors to attend her and brought her back with medicine. She really cared. And when the children were just little unwell, then they would got to a sofa, lie down there, got special drinks, sweet drinks, and they really loved that school. So at the end of the day, mothers and fathers were coming to collect the children with their car, and all our children attended there, and it was like a paradise. And in our case, there was also an additional plus, is that the children got to learn English there because she was English. At home, we didn't speak English. We spoke Igbo and French. And so when the children joined the nursery in our place, they were exposed immediately to English. For the first one, it was a bit problematic. For some 1 week, she didn't understand anything. But that she used to laugh and then got to learn English very, very quickly. By the time she finished with the nursery and joined the primary school, she was fluent in English. A perfect experience.